what I call systems, most people call habits. Hey there, I'm Wendy Valencia. Over the past month or so, you've seen my channel start to evolve. Things I used to pepper into my channel are now showing up regularly and in a nice, orderly fashion, and there's actual logic behind it. The reason is actually simple. I'm spending a lot of time doing this YouTube thing, and I need to start generating a real income if I want to sustain it long term. Yeah, I already make a meager income off AdSense, but I'm talking about like a long-term sustainable income, something that I could grow into something huge when I retire. So I came up with the concept of Organize You. It's a place where we discuss organizing money, organizing the home, organizing time, organizing our lives. And don't freak out, these are the same videos you have always seen me do. I'm just assigning titles to them. That's it. They've just been neatly organized into categories because that's what I do. I create organizational systems for everything, so why should YouTube be any different? I've always been a very organized person, and I love to clean. I remember going to visit my grandmother Mimi, my dad's mom, polishing her silver. That was like my favorite. Oh, I love doing it. Every single time I went to visit Mimi, I would spend hours polishing her tarnished silver to a brilliantly shiny, sparkly sheen. I loved doing it because I found it so rewarding to take something that was so dull and lifeless and making it bright and beautiful. And sometimes there's like calm in repetition and doing the same thing over and over. Looking back on that now, I'm pretty sure that Mimi loved it when I came to visit because she always knew she would get to cross polished silver off her to-do list. And polished silver was always on her to-do list because she had a lot of silver. Mimi and I were kind of cut from the same cloth in that sense that we had long to-do lists. Even though I've always loved to be neat and tidy, I've never considered sharing my knowledge around organization and my creation of personal systems. Not even on YouTube, well, until recently. So why now? Why YouTube? So I started my journey into the world of internet information sharing via YouTube. Mauricio and I had kind of overextended ourselves in our financial commitments. It wasn't that we couldn't pay our bills, it was just that we couldn't have the life we wanted with our current financial commitments. So we decided that we needed to pay off all our debt and would never take out debt again, minus the mortgage, because sorry, I don't have $750,000 just sitting around to buy a home in Northern Virginia. I saw all these YouTube channels where people were talking about their personal finances, and I thought to myself, well, I'm an oversharer, so I'd probably do pretty well on YouTube. I had zero experience with filming and editing and creating communities and everything else associated with social media, but I learned quickly and built myself a small following. Over the years, I've had a few issues with YouTube and the monetization of my channel, and once even when they took off all the commenting, and when I knew somebody who got a community strike against them and they couldn't go live, and they have no clue why, and no one at YouTube would explain to them, I realized that I needed a platform that I controlled, not YouTube that was controlled by someone else. Plus, I needed a place for people to go if my YouTube channel ever got shut down. I decided it was time to create a website. When it came to creating a website, I had some decisions to make. I knew that we would become debt-free within a relatively short period of time. Okay, probably a couple more years, but still short when you consider the number of years I've been alive and the amount of debt I had. I knew that once we completely hit debt freedom, my channel was going to start to wither and die. And I knew that I needed to come up with a transition theme and start integrating it into my channel sooner rather than later, because people had to get used to seeing my new content fairly early. That way we would not be such a shock when we became debt-free and I changed the direction of my channel. So I asked myself what I had to contribute to the world. In truth, I have known all along. I'm the single most organized person on the planet. But how to tie in money, because I love to motivate people to live a debt-free lifestyle. So here's how I got from money to organization. Now hold on, this is gonna get a little rocky in the start. It's been almost 5 years since I lost 75 pounds. I realize you don't understand what this has to do with organization and money, but I promise I'll get there if you just follow along. I maintained my 75-pound weight loss with relative ease till about December of 2018. Around that time, I had a situation at work. It started getting severe, and it was really having an impact on me mentally. As a stress eater, I found myself at the snack bin more often than not, and I was trying to cope with my issues by shoveling food into my mouth. And it didn't help that the person who stocked the snack bin at work filled it with some pretty awesome, but also pretty bad for you snacks. And as a result of daily and sometimes more than once daily visits to that snack bin, I started to gain some weight. Not a lot of weight, but some, enough weight that I felt gross. So in February of 2019, I woke up one day and decided that it was time to lose weight. Not just what I had gained, but also an additional 60 pounds to be the ultimate weight I've always wanted to be. But weight loss had always been so hard. There were so many diets I had tried and so many I had failed. And I wanted this so badly, and I knew it was something I had to achieve. The thing is, this time I was successful. And as I'm standing here in front of you, I'm about halfway to my goal. I've successfully lost more than 30 pounds, and I have about 30 more that I want to lose. And I know I'm going to get there this time. So about 2 weeks ago, I was reflecting on my success and thinking to myself, why is this time any different? Why am I actually winning at losing weight this time? And then bam, it smacked me in the face like it always does, that I had actually been successful because I completely organized my weight loss. I knew exactly what I was going to eat and when I was going to eat it, and I had plans for what I would eat at the office and for work lunches and dinners out with friends. I had essentially systemized and organized my weight loss. And then came smack in the face number 2. Wasn't that what I had done with our finances? Hadn't I just simply started organizing our finances? After thinking about it for a while, I realized that yes, that was in fact true. I had created a system for creating a healthy budget. Not one that not only allowed us to have a bit of fun, but it allowed us at the same time to pay off over $200,000 worth of debt. Once I realized that I had just organized our money, everything kind of fell into place. So I've come up with 4 categories that all of my content is going to fall under. The first one is organize your money, which is where all the money stuff will show up. And yes, this will be the same old debt payoff videos and budget videos that you're used to seeing, because I truly believe that people need to talk more about money. In talking about money, we learn the good, we learn the bad. We just learn how to manage our money. The second category is going to be organize your home. This is where I'm going to talk about all the little organizational systems that I've created over the years to help me maintain a clean house. This will be chocked full of tips and tricks for getting your home organized. The third category will be organize your time. This is where I'm going to talk about getting it all done and planning, and I'll talk about how I prioritize the goals I want to achieve and focusing my time on getting there. And finally, the fourth category will be organize your life, which will encompass achieving the personal goals set for yourself. And this is where I'm going to talk about weight loss and writing out the goals I have to make sure that I'm working towards them. And this even includes financial goals. But what you're going to notice is that in a lot of these areas, there's a huge amount of crossover in the categories. For example, do you remember the video I did on budgeting and losing weight and how they're similar? Which I'll link to right over here. Well, that's a remake of a video that I did at the very beginning of our debt payoff journey. So like I said, same stuff, just repackaged. So I'll see you in the next one. See ya. We're out.